Welcome back to Meg's Mysteries. Where the Mermaids Swim, a treasure hunt. Be careful of what you search for. Well, kids, are you ready for more stories of pirates, shipwrecks, and lost treasures? This is the story of the lost merchant ship, the Mariana Grace. Then he would commence telling us the tales of the lost ship. All my friends were glued to their seats as Granddad told us the tales of adventure searching for shipwrecks of North Carolina. He was an amateur diver, and all his life he was after the great find, as he called it. Our house was full of shipwreck maps and treasures from the deep that he acquired over the years. All his research and stories of pirates and lost treasures that the ocean had claimed. Our favorite story was the one of the 1718 shipwreck, the Mariana Grace. Granddad called the story Where the Mermaids Swim. He would tell us, "Where the mermaids swim, that's where you will find the ship." My name is Ellen Sheridan, and my husband and best friend Robert, we're still looking for our great find, along with some of our school friends. Now we're all grown up, but we are all still searching for the treasure and looking for a shipwreck. I own a dive shop and take out amateur divers and sometimes fishermen on our charter boat. You never know here on the Outer Banks what you may find. North Carolina has a lot of shipwreck history. Granddad found a lot, but never his great find. He told us, "It's our turn to explore the deep. Where the mermaids swim is where you'll find her." He even had a map with the course where the Mariana Grace was taken. But many a ship went down to their watery grave. 2,000 to note off the North Carolina Outer Banks and Cape Hatteras Islands. Due to storms and strong currents, it was nicknamed the Graveyard of the Atlantic. We all remember the story by heart. 1718, the time of Blackbeard, the infamous English pirate, Edward Teague. Granddad told us the story. Eddie, our friend from grade school, and Robert's best friend, would tell us he's related to him. He is Edward Teague, too, named after his ancestor. We used to laugh at him, but Robert would say, "Oh, you're named after a mysterious, murderous pirate? That's who you're named after?" Maisie and I would say, "Yeah, and we're related to Queen Anne, Queen of England." Granddad would laugh and tell us, "You never know, them pirates lived here a long time. We might just all be related to them." That's why we're looking for their lost treasures. It's in our adventurous blood. Robert is the chief of police in our town, but in his free time he goes out with us hunting for shipwrecks and treasures. Maisie and Eddie and I keep the dive shop going strong. It's every boy and girl's secret wish to find a treasure. What better place than the underwater shipwreck? So we're always very busy, and business is booming. Granddad told us Mariana Grace went down in a storm around 1718 near the Bedford Inlet, a part of the Outer Banks where we all lived. Then he said he had acquired the exact location where it was last seen. Another ship was nearby and saw her go down. Granddad found a diary from the sailor who was on the other ship. He found it in an antique shop. He had it authenticated, and it was a real thing. He kept it to himself until we were all old enough to search for her. He was getting too old to find her himself. We really never thought we would find her, but it was always fun to dream. Now, Robert had a case of missing people from our area. It was in the news. Men and women were just vanishing with no trace. He said they would not stop until they are all found. And while he's on the case, I'm to be with someone at all times. So Eddie and Maisie are staying with me at Granddad's. The house is large, and we're always there anyway. We still open the dive shop and go out on our dives, but we're all on alert. We don't know the people we take out for diving lessons. Most are tourists or out were just an adventure of their lifetime. One of the missing women was a schoolmate of ours, Betsy Gale. Her husband last saw her in the morning when she left for work, and she never returned. So this is personal to all of us. It's so close to home. To get our minds off the case, we all decided to go for a dive to our favorite spot. But this time, Granddad wanted to come with us and check out the location from the diary. He said, "That's where you'll find her, but be careful on this dive. Just look for the mermaids. They'll take you to her." We agreed. We didn't want to leave him alone. So this time he wasn't kidding with us. His age was getting the better of him. Maybe he believes that we will really find her, or find something. Robert's case had come up with nothing. The FBI was called in. I asked if he can take some time off and come with us. Maybe it'll clear his head being out on the ocean. Sometimes it helps and relaxes you. Maybe he'll think and he can concentrate more and make a connection to the murders. He didn't want to go, but his sergeant told him, "I have your back and the FBI will be here tomorrow. Go clear your head. It'll be good for you. We got this covered." So it was a beautiful morning, and we all set out to find the Mariana Grace. We followed the diary's directions of the location. But a lot has changed after all this time. The ocean changes and hides her secrets. But we just came out of a storm season, and sometimes the ocean will give you up her treasures that were buried so deep for so long. You never know. We all dived. Granddad stayed up topside. "Be alert and watch for the mermaids," he would shout down at us as we dove in. Deeper and deeper we all went, staying close to each other. Beautiful fish and sea life all around us. It was worth the dive just to see them. So tranquil is the ocean floor. But it also could be so deadly. We went down further. The water was getting murky and the currents were getting stronger. Robert gave us the hand signal to go back up, but I had a feeling I had to go down just a little deeper. That's when I saw her. A mermaid was my first thought, but no, it was a body of a woman chained down on a piece of wood. Looked like the ship's hull sticking out of the sand. Then I saw more bodies floating in the deadly dance on the ocean floor. I swam away in panic and ran myself right into a wooden mermaid, the ship's figurehead, from the Mariana Grace. I saw the name on the side of the ship as I swam away in shock. The others found me and we all saw the horror. It was the deadly treasure hunt we all were on now. We found the bodies of the missing people. Who did this horrible deed and why? They must be average divers to come down this far. How did they find this spot to hide the victims? We surfaced and put our markers where the dive site was. Robert radioed the Coast Guard and the police to retrieve the bodies. We waited till they brought the last body up. Granddad said, "Told you where to go where the mermaids swim. You did find her, the Mariana Grace, the lost treasure." Our joy at finding the shipwreck was short-lived because of the dead bodies with her, 10 in all, and our friend Betsy Gale was among them. Some of the bodies were down there for a long time, but the FBI and our police forensic team found out who each victim was. No connection to each other, just random murders. The killing stopped, but is there still a killer on the loose? They may have been a diver or divers and didn't notice the shipwreck, only thought to chain the bodies down on some old wood sticking out of the sand. The storm made the ship appear to us, and the bodies did look like mermaids swimming. The search for the Mariana Grace and her treasures were found where the mermaids swim. Granddad was right all along. It was the graveyard of the Atlantic, just like its nickname. The case is still open, but the killings have stopped. Maybe the killer or killers were lost to the sea when they disturbed the shipwreck, and the mermaids may have taken their revenge. What do you think? Thanks for coming for more of Meg's Mysteries. See you later.